As she said, my name is Paul Hudson. So I was asked to share about how the men's ministries have impacted my walk with God. And so I thought, well, let me tell you how I even came to Trinity first. And then I thought, well, before I can do that, I have to say something that might be shocking to the women here. So just prepare yourself. Men are blockheads. Okay. We are thick. Probably didn't know that, I know, but yes, it's true. When I met and married Leslie, we were going to another church and trying to get involved with the church as best we could. And thinking back now, it almost seems like we were supernaturally blocked from being involved because everything we tried just fell through our hands. And this church had stuff going on 24/7, but we just couldn't make it happen. But we would drive by Trinity every Sunday, and I'd been here a few times and told her because my friend Richard Thibodeau worked together, and he had invited me, so I came a few times. And again, I would like to say I was it wasn't the right time, and God didn't have me here yet, but blockhead. So we would pass it, and Leslie would be like, "Hey, didn't you used to go there? Maybe we should check it out." I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Keep on going. And eventually, we prayed about it. And again, I'd like to say, in the best church way possible, God led us to Trinity. And I mean, he probably did my wife, but Blockhead was like, "No, I think we need to stay at this other church." And then that same day, at least 3 people came to us and said things that was like, "Okay, finally got through my blockhead. This is not where you're supposed to be. Let's go try Trinity out." And we walked through, and we were looking for a church home, somewhere to call home, someplace we could be involved with. And as Paula said, we really liked the fact that when we were traveling, we could watch church online, so we wanted to be involved with the media team. And I mean, I don't think we were here a week or 2 before we were already involved with the media team and helping out. We weren't even members yet, but just immediately felt at home. And then the second thing that I was really looking for was godly men in my life, a men's ministry, Christian friends, Christian men, because I grew up, that's what I grew up with. I grew up in church. I grew up, it's been jokingly called the Leave It to Beaver, household. God blessed me very much, but in my middle adulthood, my relationship with God kind of drifted into neutral, and I wasn't doing anything. And then finally, when I came out of that, I realized I don't have any friends. I mean, I've got the friends I grew up with in New Orleans, in the West Bank, but nobody here that I was like godly men that I was friends with. And that was one of the things, like one of the first things I did when I came here was the men's pit stop, which is coming up again this Tuesday. Went to the men's pit stop, immediately met lots of great guys. I remember meeting Sonny and Casey and I don't remember who else. Those are the 2 guys I remember from that one. But since then, I've met so many men that I'm not even going to try to say any more names because I'll forget. But I'll forget to mention somebody. But it's just been amazing. Once we got in here and we got involved, it was God all the way. I found out about Regen, and so I thought, well, that sounds good. Let me try Regen out and see how that works. And I knew it was like a 12-step program, and I'm like, well, I've got a few things maybe I could work on. Let's kind of tune things up and do Regen and find out, wow, no, this is more of a major overhaul, And it was just amazing because then through Regen, I met Randy Young, who was my mentor. And then Randy pulled me into his men's prayer group that he had going on. So since then, for the last, about 3 years, I've been involved with this small men's prayer group. Just a couple of guys getting together, talk and pray and pray and pray. And it's been amazing. And we're looking also, if anybody else wants to start a men's prayer group, we can help you get started with your own prayer group. And then that led to just everything the men have. We did the Better Man program here for most of a year, and then now we've just rolled into some general men's Bible studies. And I was shocked to find out. I mean, there are men's Bible studies going on that I had no idea about. I mean, Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I mean, you pick a time, there's probably a men's Bible study. A group of guys Christian guys just getting together to support each other, because that was what I was missing for most of my adult life, was having guys that had the same focus and the same passion that I wanted, which was to be, as it might sound corny, but a better man, to be the man that God wanted me to be the leader in my home, to be a leader in my community, to help do what God designed us to do. And he has a very specific design, and I blew it for most of my adult life. And I'm just thrilled that he led us here, and that I've got such a great group of men to be with. And most of you know, or a lot of you know, I guess, in February, Paula hinted at having some trials this year. I had a little plumbing issue go on with my heart. And so, again, the men were there to support me and pray with me. And not just the men, the whole church was, honestly. I mean, the care ministry, everybody in it. But, again, the men. And when I was finishing up, coming out of Regen in that period, when I was going through all the the work God was having me do to really figure a lot of things out, I was getting really frustrated at a particular point, because I was praying. Everybody knows probably James 1:5, but if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask, and God, who gives generously and without reproach, it will be given to him. And so I was frustrated. I was praying. I mean, and the verse after that's about having faith. I'm like, I knew God could do it. I knew he could do it. And I'm just like, I call Randy. He was my mentor. And I'm like, Randy, the scripture, I'm praying. I feel like I'm getting dumber by the minute. I don't know what's going on. And he said, well, did you read the verses before that one? Which should have been a clue, since it started with but. And I'm like, no, I didn't read those. And I said, well, check those out. Consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you encounter various trials, knowing that testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. And then ask for wisdom. So it was like, light bulbs going off. And that was just one of the many times that's happened here with the men, not just Randy, but again, I don't want to start saying names, but he was my mentor. I feel like I could say his name. So just supporting each other, being there each other, going through things. There's not somebody here that isn't going through something, isn't have a time when they need a brother to talk to help keep you on track, because you get caught up in your own head, you get stuck in a loop in your own head, and that's what God has us here for, this church, this community of believers. Not just, yes, it's to come and hear the word that we're going to hear from God and to praise and worship, but we're not here just for that. We're here to support each other, because this church is not the building, it's us. And we are here to build each other up. So I just want to encourage you, as a man, you're not an island like we're taught in our society. We go it alone. We try to just plow through it with our head, but that's not how God's design is meant to be, and that applies to the women too. But thank you.